And yes, it continued for quite a while after that, so be careful what you wish for. Anyway, moving along to a rep from DR Studios, Naviskio wrote this on Discord. Hey guys, I just finished working on something unimportant for the end of August. Let me jump in and decipher Enigma. Smiley face. Sorry, couldn't keep myself from messing with you all. Hope you're enjoying the news. And also added by a DR representative, RoboArms. So, is everyone happy? And of course the answer is yes. I'll just go ahead and start the video by saying that these folks over at DR are nothing short of miracle workers. You bet we're enjoying this news, and whether it's Discord, YouTube, or Twitter, the reaction that I've seen and that you've probably seen is overwhelmingly positive. Cardi wrote on Discord, NRLP just had a heart attack reading the news. Hey, I'm okay, honest, I feel great. And if you're wondering about that Enigma riddle, here's how they solved it. But already, and maybe not unsurprisingly, these are some questions that are coming up asking for more clarity on the release hour. Not the release day, but the release hour. Let's cover a question by Lil Peepers, who wrote, Hey Line Force, I don't know if you would know or not, but is there a specified time that it drops? Or will it drop at midnight or something? Line Force was there to answer, and Line Force wrote, We have no idea. It goes through the iOS, Android stores. They probably have their internal timing for that, probably out of our control. Now, I do get that it matters for a lot of people if it's before or after school hours or work hours, because obviously you've been waiting this long, you want to hit the ground running as soon as it's available, but apparently it's out of Relogic's control, and so we're just going to have to take whatever time comes. Now, here's something I hadn't really thought about, but I'm glad this is the answer. Loki wrote, Android and iOS can play together without VPN on Mobile 1.3. Hadn't really thought about that, and I've never really considered it, but it's good to know. Anyway, next, a comment highlighting how hard it can be to remember what precisely arrived with each patch. iSubbed wrote, Pirates were in 1.2. They're in mobile now, right? Or they're in mobile right now. And Loki replied, Pirates existed, but they were enhanced for 1.3, like the Flying Dutchman, etc. And the Flying Dutchman, if you've ever done the pirate invasion on a different platform, is super cool. It's that giant flying pirate ship, I guess a haunted pirate ship. And in my opinion, it really makes that event. It's really the linchpin to it. It's like the giant mothership in the Martian invasion. It's just the boss, and it looks really cool. So the fact that that will be coming in 1.3 will make the pirate invasion that much sweeter on mobile. Moving along to Dance, who wrote, Loki, has the mobile the same water effects as the PC version? Loki's answer, as it did in 1.3, not as it does now. 1.3.4 if I recall correctly. And he's right, there were new effects added after 1.3 that were more enhanced. And the current water effects on PC are rather nice. And once those wind effects from Journey's End or 1.4 make it into PC, exploration of the surface is going to look pretty darn nice. Anyway, Loki continued by clarifying visual effects on Mobile Terraria. He wrote, Again, PC with trippy lighting is what the visuals will be, whether that is water or anything else. It offers the best balance of visual and performance. Other modes will be explored post-launch. And in line with that, Ganeriax wrote, Loki, will there be more lighting options or just trippy lighting? And Loki answered, not at launch, maybe post-launch. I would love to see color lighting. So it's a wait and see. And if you're curious about these terms we're throwing around, there are different lighting options on the PC version. I don't know whether or not the consoles have this as well, but suffice it to say there are a few different modes. Evidently they're set on trippy lighting for now, just for the sake of performance, and they may test out other versions in the future. I guess they'll have to see how performance is for the soon-to-be giant mobile player base before they start tinkering. Anyway, next, some mobile boss chat. Electrons wrote, Loki, how nerfed were the bosses in Terraria Mobile 1.2? Loki wrote, bosses had like 2/3 of the intended hit points, and their projectiles did half damage mostly. So you better be ready for your stand still with Spectre armor to go away. Wink. Now, I had no idea that the bosses on mobile were nerfed quite that badly, but, you know, with the difficulty reset, it's a sign that the new control scheme for Mobile 1.3 and maybe the new screen setup with the user interface just works a lot better and can allow for more challenging gameplay. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this username, but they wrote, are there going to be companion cubes in 1.3? Line 4 was there to answer. The companion cube is a 1.3.1 item, and Mobile 1.3 will match PC 1.3. Again, like I said earlier, it's hard to remember which patch added what. If it's a 1.3.1 item, that obviously comes after 1.3.0.7, which is the area of development that the Mobile 1.3 will initially touch. But I'm sure that 1.3.1 will be on the to-do list before very long. Scoop God wrote on Discord, I've been mentioned 10 times in NRLP vids. 11 actually. Hakudatsu wrote, Scoop God, it's on my bucket list to be mentioned in an NRLP vid. Well, you're going to have to update that bucket list. Loki wrote, pro tip on building precision mining is to remember to zoom in. I zoom way out for bosses. I have to say, Switch Undocked and mobile seem to be the champs of the zoom feature, at least in terms of the ease of use. But next, some developer chat about the timing of patch releases. Loki wrote, Tuesday launches are the safest because it's not a Monday and the team is all in office. Friday launch is the worst idea ever. Line 4 followed up with, Friday launches are the worst. I guess that makes sense. I wouldn't really have thought about it like that, but certainly if you put a patch out on a Friday, everyone goes home for the weekend, and you've got a weekend full of bug reports and complaints to deal with. So there you go. Headless Warrior 57 wrote, Loki probably is NRLP. Loki's response, no, I am not NRLP. He's telling the truth. Line 4's wrote, I am NRLP. Also, I'm Spartacus. Actually, I am Spartacus. And if that doesn't make any sense, it's from the movie of the same name. Loki wrote, there is not a tutorial world anymore. It doesn't work that way. It's more like this. And you can turn it off and turn it off permanently as well. And with that, these two images were shared to demonstrate the new system. So it's little, I guess, help boxes that pop up on the user interface. I quite like it. It's not too bad, and certainly it's welcome that you can turn it off permanently, because if you've ever had these pop-ups in a game you're familiar with, they can be rather annoying, so it's good that you can turn them off. What do you guys think? Line 4's wrote, this channel, meaning the mobile beta chat channel, is only a temporary chat. Wasn't meant to be a permanent fixture as far as I'm aware. And they're talking about the Discord chat, by the way, the mobile beta chat on Discord. Evidently it's winding down. And I have to say, I wonder whether the Terraria Discord will have to resurrect it in the inevitable build-up to the Journey's End patch on mobile sometime in the future. I guess we'll just have to wait and keep an eye out for that. But Loki followed up on that and wrote, it kind of took on a life of its own as the mobile channel. I plan to move to Terraria 1 soon. Fair enough, no need to break apart the player base. All platforms will be caught up for the most part once this patch gets released, so I understand the move. Loki followed up with, I love how NRLP put inflection in my responses on the Enigma video. This is the no spin zone, good sir. No, actually, it's entirely possible, and I concede I may have totally screwed up the tone of his message, or rather anyone's message that I post on here. But, you know, I'll finish by quoting Loki from the forums to respond to Loki from Discord. Loki from the forums wrote, "Apologies if any of that sounds rude. It's not meant that way. Text being tone deaf and all of that stuff." Couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, moving along, the Ice Cool wrote, "Loki, I've noticed a slight change in the control design. There's now a 3D look to it. Was that implemented in one of the beta builds?" And actually, Loki didn't answer. RoboArms from DR answered with, "Relogic artists did not pass while in beta, so we got shiny new buttons." Those are some eagle eyes that user had. I really hadn't noticed it, but, you know, upgraded art is never a bad thing, even if it's just some subtle changes to the user interface. Loki rather enigmatically wrote, "Oh, there are plenty of things to hide. I have lots of secrets still." I wonder what all that's about. He did share this video, along with some other video footage that's not particularly interesting of walls being filled in with the smart cursor, but I'm sure what he's talking about is more expansive than this. We'll just have to wait though. Now, whether it's more regarding the mobile 1.3 release, which we'd presumably find out about soon, or some later initiative, we just don't know. Next, Loki became a little bit philosophical. He wrote, "You can see this as an end, destination, or a beginning of a new road." Hopefully not an end. I assume that DR and Relogic aren't disbanding and that work will continue. Patches will still be roadmapped, that sort of thing, but they've all certainly earned a vacation at this point. Anyway, I'll end with a Loki DR tag team comment. Lil Roy wrote, "Loki, do you have plans to migrate 1.3.5 version?" Loki wrote, "I have plans, but I won't share them, or what they are about." And Naviskio, who we heard from DR at the beginning of the video, wrote, "All the plans." So there you go, all the plans. That does have a nice ring to it. It means that good stuff will continue to be revealed in the future, but for now it's all about that mobile 1.3 goodness. So hang on, it'll be here soon, and with it some hopefully new information. I don't think they've really revealed their entire hand yet, but even if they have, you know what? I'm satisfied with what we know so far, and I can't wait to try out the new patch. So stay tuned to the channel. There's more to come in the next few days. Obviously, we're about a week out from the huge 1.3 release, and I'm sure more will come out between now and then. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry if I got your intonations wrong or inflections wrong. I'm doing my best. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.